Hello and welcome everyone. This is the final heat of the Variated 75cc class at MopedGP. Right now they're tightening one of the bolts on my launch lever for the bike. I noticed that it was actually a little bit loose coming around through the practice lap. So starting our warm-up lap over here. I'm just going to give a bit of commentary, tell you guys what's going on in my head as I'm going around the track, tell you what I see and point out things that you may or may not know or may not notice. One thing that I like to do when I'm going around the track and warming up, I don't have tire warmers and I'm running slicks, so I do long sweeping motions just to get heat in the tire. I don't follow that very rapid side-to-side movement. I think it's actually a lot more dangerous to do that on the track than it is beneficial to heating up your tire. So generally just a lot of quick acceleration movements, hard stopping, just to put all that heat in the tire. Spend time on the side of the tire to get heat into the side of the tire, not going back and forth, And generally I'll take it easy the first or second lap, but at this track it was about 85 degrees out, dry heat. It's Apple Valley, Grange Raceway, so it's pretty hot out there in the desert. Alright, so getting us lined up, making sure that we don't pass the line because its transponder will set off and I'll say that we already started the lap and I actually didn't. One last quick inspection of everything. My spring bolts out of the spring mount on the engine were falling off, so just making sure that they weren't coming off again. They're all set in there. I don't like keeping the bike at idle too much. I had fouled the plug earlier, so just clearing it out, making sure everything's going smoothly. And now we just play the waiting game. To the left of me is Barry Torno of Motomatic Mopeds. He's my main competition for this event. And to the left of him looks like Edward Manhart. He's on another Motopecan, same as mine, same engine. Loading up. Getting ready for the flag drop, and we're off. Out on the lead is Tyler Brecky. It's on a Derby. Not sure what cylinder, probably 70cc, air cooled. Guess he's doing a little dance over there. Trying to cut in on the inside, but he takes a tighter line and blocks me out. I'm going to try and go in and around and pass him. My bike's a little bit more powerful, but I don't want to spook him or cause him to fall, so I'm just going to hang back and wait till there's a clearer area. So this is the uphill, then downhill left-hander. Again, try to pass in. What I tried to do there was go in wide and cut in short on the inside so I could get him, but he blocked me again. I was able to take him on the straighter part of that left-hander. My bike has a little bit more power, and I'm in the lead now, coming into the straightaway. Try to keep my foot on the launch lever as I go into the turn on the straightaway to prevent the belt from flipping. Coming up on the off-camber turn 3. This is where I front flipped last year and caused me a lot of issues. That's a whole nother story. And there's my girlfriend taking pictures. It's the S turn, left and right to right. I come in wide on this turn and then cut in for the late apex. I do this so that way I can get enough acceleration going up on the uphill and then quickly cut over to make the left turn for these 3 left-hand turns. Again, I do the same thing for this right-hand turn. It's actually pretty sharp, almost 180 degrees. Go in late and then cut in. Run on the straight. Keep my bike at around 12.5, 13,000 RPM. And this is the part where I start to brake, right at that mini right-hander. I guess it's turn 1 mixed in with turn 2. So right at that moment I'm braking, going in and continuing to brake as I'm turning, all the way until I hit the apex. Then I let off and roll onto the accelerator. And with the left and right, go in late and then shoot straight in late apex. Taking it easy. Normally I would just full throttle or try and throttle all the way down there, but it's downhill and there's no reason for me to go too hard. I'm already in the lead, so I just gotta keep it. Passed by David Missouri. Looked like he was having some engine difficulties. Also part of Motomatic Mopeds in California. So down the straightaway again. Keep it consistent. Lap times we're looking at 1 minute and 13 seconds. Alright. Come back into the off camber. This is my brake point, right after that cone. Still braking as I'm coming into this turn. Full throttle out, wide, then go in to the left wide and come in again, very late apex. Come into this turn and consistently late apex. Downhill. Now, going on the downhill, you got to be careful with a bike that's very torquey. You don't want to continually jut the throttle, as it's going to cause the front wheel to lift and your rear to bow down, so it's going to unsettle your bike. You just want to stay with the speed that you came in, your entrance speed. You got to commit to it. Any adjustments you make should be very, very light and very smooth. So no pulling of the throttle or anything like that. Not too hard braking unless it's an emergency or you gotta quickly adjust or remaneuver. So I'm starting to lap people here. And you see on this turn there's a bit of an oil spill there and there's that rough patch. So I'm trying to get on the inside of that rough patch. That's the line you want to take anyway, but I want to get in on the inside of that rough patch because I don't want to hit it. And you want to go in as much as you can on that turn just before you hit the left-right S turn. Oop, almost lost it there. Front end slip going in wide and twitching that throttle. As I said, you want to keep your adjustments in your turns to a minimum. Keep them smooth. That wasn't smooth. And then straight away, passing by Shane. hard on the brakes, still braking. Now I'm on the throttle. And when you're braking that hard, so I'm at the end of the straightaway, I'm going about 60 miles an hour as we GPSed it last year. So I'm going 60, and I think in that turn it's going to be about 30 miles an hour. I don't have a speedometer on it. So when you're braking that hard, you want to keep all of your weight in the back. So if you see MotoGP riders, they pop up just as they're hitting the turns and hard braking. And you keep your weight on the back, the rear. It equalizes the force going on the front of your tire, and it maintains traction. And it helps to not bottom out your forks. Suspension on a moped isn't exactly the greatest, so making sure that you have as much suspension ability in between your turns is a good thing. So we're going again, braking hard, keeping my arms loose as I'm turning. You always want them loose, not stiff. You don't want to be stiff on the bike, because any bump or hit that you make will start to jerk on the forks, and you don't want that. So you got to be loose, let the bike ride and do its thing. You control it, don't let it control you. Now coming in on the left side of this S, I go in as much as I can onto that left turn before I make the right. And I'm doing that so that way I can set myself up for the right-hand turn better and not hit an early apex. So right here I'm passing Aaron Jackson. He was working on that Motovicon, similar bike to mine, different engine. He was having troubles with his Variated, so he got to finish the race, but that bike is very good acceleration. Very good. So this is the only turn right here where I actually check behind me. I try never to look around, simply because you don't want distractions. You don't want to break concentration as you're racing. So always look ahead. Don't worry about the guys behind you. Try to avoid these guys as they're making their turns. He's looking back behind me. I think he forgot to brake and turn. So pass it on the inside. That's why you gotta concentrate. Don't look behind you. Coming on the inside, mid apex, and then late apex on this turn. You almost hit me. See, don't look behind. Just keep going straight. Alright, coming in on this turn. Now I could full throttle all the way through this turn. As you can see, I'm getting more on the inside. I should be able to take the bike all the way to the outside, but that dirt is very soft, and again, I'm in the lead, no reason to throw it away, so just take my time. Coming up on the straight again. Playing with the throttle a bit. Brake hard. Getting ready for the next guy to pass. As I've been saying before, a lot of these riders, they're pretty new to the track, or they don't race often, so when I'm coming in, I'm making sure that I'm not going to spook them or do anything to get in their way, make sure that they won't get in my way. And let's see, who is this? Coming in wide. Coming in. This looks like James Culver. This is a stock Hobbit. I got a chance to ride this bike super fast. I mean, it took me a while to catch up to him before I lapped him earlier, and it just goes to show you that porting and tuning goes a long way, even with a stock bike, against bikes that are built for this. So just another note on braking. I only ever use my front brake, and the reason I do that is simply because I don't want the rotational mass of another disc and added weight for setting up the disc brake assembly on my rear. So I just run the drum so that my rear can spin up a lot more easily, don't have to worry about the weight. And because I'm using the front brake, I'm able to control and concentrate better with just one brake at a time instead of two. You're not going to fall. I do brake inside of the turns when I need to and make adjustments. So as long as you're capable of using a hydraulic disc brake, you can control your front brake completely. And then I'm definitely pretty tired, and what was on my mind at the time was I'm going to have to do this again. Hopefully the bike maintains itself for the next race, which was the Unlimited. I'll do a commentary on that as well. This looks like not too sure who that was. It was one of the Monomatic guys, I think. And that's how you take that turn, as wide as you possibly can coming out of that corner, just before you get to the dirt, with as much acceleration as you can. Again, wide here, coming in for the very, very late apex, hugging into this turn, hugging into the left, late apex on the right, late braking, coming in late apex, hit that early, adjust for the left turn downhill, coming in to the left, continue going left. Now here, I can go full throttle all the way and come out wide and then come back in. It's kind of difficult to do. Trying to give this guy some space. It's kind of difficult to go on that left full speed and just before that right, because as soon as you come in straight for the optimal line for that right-hander, you're braking really, really, really tough, really hard on the bike. So it just leads to more exhaustion. And I'm not trying to pull the fastest lap time at this point. I'm just trying to finish the race. And this seems like the last lap. Some guys lapping another straggler, get around him quickly on the inside. I think this is Tyler from Dead Possums out in Nebraska. Not sure who's in front of him. At this point, I'm trying to keep enough distance so that way I could get a good area to pass them in. Coming in and out. And Tyler takes a bit of the front. Alright, coming in towards the end. About to finish. So that's pretty much it for the commentary. If you like what you saw and heard, leave a comment below, like, subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the commentary. If you guys want to see this more often, I'll do it some more. So hopefully you'll see the next commentary coming up in New Jersey.